Hey guys, how you doing? It's Doug, and I'm coming to you live from the Colossus. I got some really good details, and I've put the title of this, and I know my light's kind of weird in the Colossus here, but I've got a title called Guilt. And I want to tell you right now that there is an answer for guilt, as my dog bumps my phone. So there is an answer for guilt. So there's a way to get past it, but I want to talk a little bit about it because it's really super important. We had a conversation this weekend in the car. We took some time off, took a long weekend, and took some time off, 4 days, and we had a really, really good time. But in the conversation that we had in the van, that's one of the reasons I love road trips, because you're in the van, and if you can shut all the electronics off and everything, you have some pretty decent conversations with people. And we got in this thing of kind of like guilt and regrets of things that have happened in our past that maybe we're not real super proud of, that we kind of shy away from, or we don't share our story because, it's kind of embarrassing or whatever. And it was weird because after we had that conversation, I had another person bring it up to me, and then I had a third person bring it up to me today. So I really want to talk about this whole thing about guilt and shame. I think it's really important that we understand what that really is. Everything that's happened in your past is made you who you are today. It's molded you and it's shaped you. Now, everybody wants to put a black and white label on that and say, well, that's good, this is bad, this shouldn't have happened to you, you'd be way better off if this hadn't happened and everything else. But you know what? I don't think any of that's really true. I think the things that we go through build us into the person that God wants us to be. It builds us into the strong individual that we want to be. It builds us, we look at it and think, gosh, I wish that wouldn't have happened to me. But you know what? It may have made you have choices, or make you have made choices that wouldn't let you be where you're at today. It would have taken you maybe on a worse path than you know. And so to look at your past and to judge everything black and white, to judge everything, well, this was good, this was bad, and then to live in that regret and to worry about that and to focus on that is not a good idea. So I want to talk to you about doing something which is really radical, which is everything in your past is neutral. It's neutral. It's not good, it's not bad. It just happened to you, and it's who you are. It made you who you are. That's what it did. Now, where you go from here and how you use that, that's the important thing. Because you're responsible for you. Your happiness is up to you. What you decide to do from here is you. But here's what I want you to know. Your body is geared to hang on to the stuff that's going to hurt you. Now, I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to repeat it. Key point here. Your body is geared to hang on to the stuff that's going to hurt you. We want to have that second piece of chocolate cake, even though it's not good for us. One piece is good. 2 pieces probably bad. We want to do things that aren't healthy for us. We want to live in that, and then we want to live in that regret. And every time you have that feeling that slows you down because you're dwelling on it, of your past, of your regret, or you have shame about something that happened in your past, that slows you down from looking forward. Nobody ever gotten anywhere driving with a rearview mirror. Never's happened. You don't get any place driving with a rearview mirror. That stuff's neutral. What you do with who you are right now and who God made you to be right now, that's what you need to be. Great story in the Bible that I want to share with you. A group of men who were pretty negative and cynical, and they were just crotchety, to be honest with you. They brought a woman to Jesus that was caught in adultery. She was doing something she shouldn't have been with a man she shouldn't have been doing it with. Now, the interesting part is they just brought the woman. My question is, where was the guy? But that's kind of, nothing's changed in 2,000 years, I guess. We blame the woman. That's stupid. But anyway, they bring this woman to him, and they say, okay, so she's guilty of adultery. What should we do with her? And Jesus basically didn't do anything. He stooped down and started writing in the sand. Now, I don't know what he wrote in the sand, but whatever he was writing in the sand made her accuser slowly but surely drift away. I think I know what he wrote. It doesn't tell us in the Bible what he wrote in the sand, but I think I know what he wrote. 2 things that he possibly was writing. He was either A, writing the sins down of every single other man that was in that group and every failure that they had had. Or he was just putting down the 10 Commandments, because the 10 Commandments are pretty convicting when you think about it. They point out all of our failures. And as he's writing those down, all these men start disappearing. And then finally, Jesus looks up and it's just him and the woman. And she goes, "Woman, where's your accusers?" And she said, "I don't know, Lord, they've left." And he said, "Well, then I don't condemn you either. Go and sin no more." See, the way that God operates is he doesn't want you living in your past and in your failures. God, please, please, please take this to heart. Please take this to heart. God does not want you living in your past and in your failures. That is not who you are. It is not where you're headed. It is not where you're going. It is not. What he wants you to focus on is, what are you going to do about it from here? What are you going to do to ensure your happiness from here? What are you going to do to ensure your family from here? What are you going to do to ensure your business from here? Your ability to earn an income and take care of your family? What are you going to do from here to bring joy? Because I'm all about bringing the joy. What are you going to do from here to walk into a room and bring the joy to the people in your family, to bring the people that you work with, to your family and your friends, and people that, you know what, and family's way bigger than just blood, by the way. I'm blessed. I have a huge family. Most of them aren't blood. My blood family is big to me, but I have a family that's just as close that isn't blood. What are you going to do to bring joy to them? That is what is important, and that's the focus. This guilt thing, get over it. You can't change that. We just had a conversation at the dinner table tonight about guilt, about feeling bad because of maybe you didn't quite do something right. I wished I would have raised my two oldest kids a little bit different than I did. I wished I would have been probably a little more mellow instead of being so, Marine drill sergeant. I wish I would have been a little more understanding. But you know what? I can't live like that. All I can do is make it up from now, from going forward from here. And not even so much make it up. It isn't even about trying to balance the scale. That's a terrible term. Shouldn't have used that. Never think that way. What am I doing now to actually add value into other people's lives? Because if I add value into somebody else's life, it adds value to me. So what are you doing to bring the joy? What are you doing to bring the joy? Stop dwelling in your past. You ain't going back there. You don't drive with your rear view mirror. You're looking out a front windshield that's beautiful and amazing. And right now, I cannot think of a better time to be alive. I know there's a lot of crap going on in the world, but you know what? That's just opportunity for us to bring the joy. We have an amazing opportunity right now to change the world one person at a time right now today that we've never had in human history. We got a shot at doing that. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't men be rising up and saying, we're taking this back. We're going to start loving our wives. We're going to start loving our families. We're going to start loving the people around us. We're going to bring joy. And guys, I hate to say this, we got to stop letting the women be the ones to bring all the happiness around. We need to start doing it. We need to be the ones doing it. Men, this is on us. It's our job right now to set the tone. We have to set the tone. That's what we need to be doing. So when I talk about bringing the joy, I want you to think about how you're going to do that tonight, how you're going to do that when you wake up in the morning. Every day you evaluate your life. How did I do it bringing joy? What am I going to do today to bring joy? Spend 20 minutes tomorrow morning plotting out the plan to bring joy to people's lives tomorrow. Plot it out. Ask yourself, what can I do today? What on my schedule is going to make me bring joy? What's going to happen? I've got a meeting tomorrow morning with a group of people that I work with that I really appreciate working with. I already thought about ways today I'm going to bring joy to that meeting tomorrow. I'm going to try to bring a little bit of levity, a little bit of fun, a little bit of, hey, this is pretty cool, because I want to bring joy when I walk into a room. What are you going to do? When you walk through that door, it is not a dumping ground for you to kick the dog, yell at your wife, and scream at your kids. It is not. That's what it is. You walk in that door and you figure out a way to bring the joy. That's what you do. That's what we want to be about. I don't want my family like they used to be, dreading when Dad walked in the door, because trust me, they did. And that is embarrassing to me, but it's true. They dreaded me coming home. Dad's home. Everybody's scattered. That is not what I want. That is not what I want anymore. Men, we need to change the tone. When we walk in the door, it ought to be joy. It ought to be like that Jimmy John's commercial where everybody's sitting at the table all excited because Daddy walked in with Jimmy John's. That's what we need to do. Maybe you need to bring Jimmy John's home. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. But whatever it is you got to do, you need to do it. So, hey, guys, I'm going to end this. I got to go look through some more tax stuff. But I want you to just tell you, man, do not dwell in the past. It's neutral. It made you who you are today, good and bad. But it made you who you are today, and I'm betting there's more good out of it than there was bad. Because what man means for evil, God means it for good. So you think it was bad, may not have been as bad as you think, because it made you compassionate to people that need your compassion. It made you who you are. It made you tough. It made you be able to stand up and bring the joy into people's lives like you can now today. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. This is Doug Own Your Day Hayward. I just want to tell you guys, own your day, bring the joy tomorrow. Love you all, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.